If you want to do more with your motion graphics within Premiere, one way is to connect it into After Effects and pull back the information. Start with a new sequence. And I'll call this the title sequence. Going to create a block of text that I want to animate. I'll center it here and here. I'll make it a little longer with the timeline. All right, to start animating, you could animate it here. This video shows a workflow of going into After Effects and coming back, and then that workflow could be expanded to use some of the abilities of After Effects without getting deep into After Effects. And that will create some interesting ways for you to create motion graphic titles. With this title selected, right-click on it, and select Replace with After Effects Composition. Give it a moment. After Effects will launch. It's first asking to save this, and I'll call this my title sequence AE for After Effects. And here's the same text. It's in a composition, and compositions can be thought of as sequences within Premiere. If I double-click this composition, which would be the same as double-clicking a sequence, you'll get to the text that actually exists, and above it, here's the tab menu, was the overall sequence. I'm going to go to this composition. I'm just going to animate the position and then save it, and the updates will be automatically linked into Premiere. Pressing P for position, clicking the stopwatch to put the first keyframe there. I'll go to 30 frames later, which is a second later. And to move around, you can press the Control right arrow to move by 1 frame, Control Shift right arrow to move by 10 frames, and Control left arrow to go back frame 30. I'll then click this middle toggle right here to put a keyframe. And I'll go back to the center, somewhere in between, dragging the playback head in between these 2 points. And I'll move this whole composition up. I'll hold down the Shift key to keep it proportional. And this is the animation that was created. I'm holding and dragging the playback head. To play this animation, just press the space bar, and that will play it. Let me now save this, Control S or Command S to save. And when you pop back into Premiere and play, there's the same composition playing within Premiere. So this is the connection in between the two. As long as this file is open, you can make live edits. Let's say the next bounce is downward. Dragging it down, holding the Shift key. Moving forward, dragging it up. And you can continue animating this way. Now, all this can be done in Premiere without jumping to After Effects. This connection can enhance your motion graphics by using things that aren't available in Premiere to do your animation and bring that animation back into Premiere. What happens next time you open the project days later, weeks later, years later, and After Effects is closed? How do you continue editing this? To continue editing that composition that you just created a connection to within Premiere, after you had closed After Effects, reopen After Effects, open the same file that that project was saved to, and let's say I added some type of rotation to all this. Going back to the initial frame, pressing the R for rotation, stopwatch for the first keyframe. A few frames later, clicking the middle toggle to put a keyframe. Somewhere in between, selecting the rotation like this. And then maybe it skews the other way. Save this. And then going back to Premiere, and you can see that's all updated because this is a linked asset, much like all the movie clips are linked within here as well. I'm just going to make a new solid layer right behind it. So here's a new color matte, just to show that what's coming from After Effects is alphaed in the background. So this way you can slip any video behind here. So this was an introduction on how to connect your Premiere Pro into After Effects and round trip it back into Premiere Pro. Let's open up the After Effects file in After Effects, and the live link is still there.